Hello, so today we'll be doing November 2018 QSN 6. Question 4. It says Addendum C shows the plan view and the vertical section through the base of a concrete structure. Addendum D shows the measurements for the work to be done below the ground level. So you can check it out. It's November 2018. You will see the diagrams there. Draw up a tender document for the earthwork trade only. So now they want us to draw up the tender work. We should square, bill, and abstract the trade earthwork. So 4.1, they said we should remove addendum D from your examination paper, insert your examination paper and do the squaring. So here is our squaring. We are only going to square the trade of earthwork only, the earthwork trade only. So if in your addendum D or C you find out that there's concrete, there is earthwork, there is another trade, you only square, abstract, and bill what you were told to do, not everything. So here we were told to square, abstract, and build the earthwork trade only. So this is our takeoff. They will do this for you. Your work is to square, bill, and abstract. So we're going to ignore the calculations. We're not going to square the calculations. We square the things that are inside brackets. So number 1, it's clear sight of all debris, vegetation, matter, and rub. So this is site clearance. So site clearance, it's part of earthwork. So if it's part of earthwork, they would have taken off this. It's 13,00 and 8,50. The unit for site clearance, it's what? Square meters. It's 1, 2, the length and the width. So when you square, you're going to take your length, which is 13.00, you times with 8.50, and then you will get 110,5, which is the one that I wrote here. Squaring, you take this multiplied by this, you write the answer. This multiplied by this, you write the answer. Squaring, you multiply. So we're going to bracket number 2. Excavation is also part of the earthwork trade. So excavation, they will have done this for you. They would have taken off. Your job is to square. So they gave us 3 times 1,40, 1,40, 1,00. So here there's a line. It means they're done with this first part, but all this is inside one bracket. So we have 3 times 1.40, 3 times 1.40 times 1.40 times 1.00. We got 5,88, which is the one that I wrote here. It's 3 multiplied by 1,40 multiplied by 1,40 multiplied by 1,40. There's a line here, meaning that you end here. You do not continue and say 2 times 1.00. No, you end here and then you square. So it's 5.88. We go to the next one. It's 2 times 1.10 times 1.40 times 1.10. So it's 2 times 1.10 times 1.40 times 1.00. We got 3.08, which is the one that I wrote here. There's an underline here, there's a line. So you square there. So this, all this is inside one bracket. And then we have a third takeoff, which is 1,00, 1,10, 1,00. There's a line, meaning that you end here. So it's 1.10 times 1.10 times 1.00. It gives us 1.21, which is the one that I wrote here. So as you can see, inside one bracket, we've squared 3 times. It's 1, 2, 3, the 5,88, the 3,08, and the 1,21. So since it's inside one bracket and we have squared everything, now your duty is to say 5.88, 5.88 plus 3.08 plus 3.08 plus 1.21. It gives us 10.17, which is the one that I wrote here. You do not add this and this and this. No, you first square, you write the squaring. You square, you write, you square, you write. And then if it's inside one bracket, you're going to add everything. You do not add this on the second column. You add the ones that you have squared on the third column, on the squaring column. So it's 5.88 plus 3.08 plus 1.21, which gives us 10.17. So it means for excavation, when you abstract, you're going to use this 10.17 because everything here after you have squared it gave you 10.17. And then remember that squaring you should represent it by showing eyes, double eyes, double one or I, yes, like that. So that is how you square. And then we go to keep excavation dry. This keep excavation dry, it's risk of water, so it's also part of the earthwork trade. So you do not calculate, they won't calculate anything, you just write item, and then when you square, you're going to square the item. And then remember to represent it by doing the double eyes, okay? And then we move risk of collapse to sides of bases. Risk of collapse, it's also part of earthwork. So we have 3,5, we have 3 times 5.60, 3 times 5.60 times 1.00, it gives us 16.80. There is our 16.80. That's how you square. And then as you can see, there's an underline here, so you square there. So this risk of collapse, they've taken off 3 times, 1, 2, 3, but you do not say I add this with this with this. No, you first square this, you square this, you square this, and then you're going to add on the third column. So let's square. It's 3.5, it's 3 times 5.60 times 1.00, it gives us 16.8, which is that one. So it's 2 times 5.00 times 1.00, it gives us 10. This is the 10. And then 4.40 times 1.10, oh, it's times 1.00, it gives us 4.4. This is the 4.4. So since everything is inside one bracket, you're going to take this number that you squared plus this plus this. So it's 16.80 plus 10.00 plus 4.40, and then it will give you 31.20 when you have added. So we are done with the risk of collapse. We go to the allow for 300 millimeter working space. So this is working space. So our working space, it's also part of the earthwork trade. So part of the earthwork trade is site clearance, excavation, keep excavation free from water, risk of water, a risk of collapse, and our working space. So in our working space, they've taken off 1, 2, 3 times. So what do we do? 3 times 5.60 times 0.50, it gives us 8.40. We square again, we have squared 8.40. We move, it's 2 times 5.00 times 5 times 0.0 times 0.50, it gives us 5.00. Then we move, we go to, okay, so it's 2 times 5.00 times 0.50, it gives us 5.00. 4.40 times 0.50, and then it gives us 2.20. We have squared 3 times. So now on the third column, you do what you add. It's 8.40 plus 8 plus 5.00 plus 2.20, it will give you 15.60. We move, there is detour but exceeding 500. This one is working space that is not exceeding 500. So this one, it is exceeding 500 but not exceeding 1.5 again. So they have taken off already. So it's 3.5, it's 3 times 5.60 times 0.50, it gave us 8.40. You're going to say 2 times 5.00 times 0.50, it will give you 5.00. 4.40 times 0.50 will give you 2.20. And then you have 3 numbers that you have squared. So it's 8.40 plus 5.00 plus 2.20. You add on the third one, on the third column, the squaring column. And then we go to this last one, which is 30 MPa reinforced concrete in column bases. So inside this bracket, they've also said and excavate material for cutaway. So this is concrete, and concrete is not part of our earthwork trade. They said we should square, abstract, and build the earthwork trade. But inside the very same bracket, they spoke about cutaway. So we're going to square this cutaway. It means we're going to square all of this since it's for both the concrete and for cutaway. But we're going to show that we have only squared the cutaway. Hence, the eyes are on cutaway only and not on the concrete. You understand? Concrete is not part of the earthwork trade, and they said we should square, abstract, and build the earthwork trade. So let us start. It's 3 times 1. It's 3 times 1.40 times 1.40 times 0.40. There's an underline, it means you end there. So you square, it's 2.35. You continue, 2 times 1.10 times 1.40 times 0.40. You're going to get 1.23. You continue like that. Since it's inside one bracket, you're going to add this with this with this. You get your number, you square it. We are done with our squaring.